Hello and welcome everyone to this very special guidance video from Angels and Stars. I'm Nāthan Theo Naicker from Spica Astrology.
And I'm Michelle from michellevooght.com, and it's lovely to be here and really just receive some beautiful teachings from the universe.
Yes, we are really going to be talking about what 21 has meant for us, what it has taught us, and then looking ahead into 2022 with fresh eyes as well.
It's so important, for me to really, I think we forget how far we've come. Sometimes we forget the good of something because while we're in it, it clouds our beingness. But when we take a different pair of eyes and a different energy to look at what happens in our lives, there's so much blessings and gifts from everything.
Yes. Important factor in 2021, one of them was centered around who we are becoming. That was one of the themes that came up a lot in multiple ways, looking at it astrologically. But there's a slow and steady buildup or pressure that we may have been feeling, pointing us in the direction of, or putting us in situations where we then need to ask ourselves, where am I going? Who am I becoming? And with more maybe self-control, with more control, a greater control as we move forward, because sometimes you're in a position where your control seems to be dissolving around you. But that's the moments where you have to step back and reevaluate how things are happening and how you are connecting and being, and make that change. So a big theme in 2021 was everyone being forced to look at themselves in a very real way, and just clarify, take the opportunity of the year to clarify who you are and who you want to be seen as going forward.
Yes. As I was preparing and just asking, if we look at that in terms of the evaluation and what did we learn, what did we receive, a big thing that came out was, I think there was a huge learning towards honoring ourselves, whether it was introspection, whether it was allowing different communication or less judgment. So we truly received also to honor ourselves, to nurture ourselves beyond the physical, emotionally, mentally. I think we truly had an opportunity to look at our lives beyond the chaos.
Yes.
Beyond the chaos and what's seemingly out there. And I think just to, there was a point where it was enough of the fear, enough of the chaos, enough of the angst. And we kind of like centered around the being of who we are. And I think that started sort of a little bit later in the year.
I think after July, but
Yeah.
part of it, and for those who have been in relationships, it would have been easier in the sense of that pressure to change being put on you very strongly. So whoever you were closely working with, whether this is a work situation or a partnership situation, there's a lot of signals that would have been coming there for you to be selective in who you even want to be working with and how you want to be doing that, because that is also the opportunity to let that be informed by you first and then outside. So what can I do to improve this situation? Who can I become to explore different avenues of how I want to live my life? And so taking all of that is one of the main repeating topics that for the year.
And truth as well. Truth was a big subject, and I think part of everything was to find our truth, no matter what it is. To find more and more, this is my truth, this is what I stand for, this is the truth of who I am, this is the truth that I must speak. And as we're speaking now, and I'm sure, you know, as you are listening to all of this, and those that are listening, if you just gather all these things and you sit with it, you have to give yourself credit, you know, that, you know, this is proof that we are stronger than we realized, and that we are able to stand in our truth and speak our truth much more than before.
That's a very wonderful segue to the next concept that came up a lot this year, which was communication.
Yes.
So part and parcel with the changing of identities and associations, you know, who do you want to be seen as? The communication had to very much be in line with that development. It really had to. And if you're not speaking from that place of authenticity with yourself first, and you know, it's a time to explore. It's time to explore that communication can take so many forms. It's not just about speaking to people. It's also, well, are there new ideas I want to explore? Because anything that becomes an experience for us forms part of our story. And owning our story and speaking that truth is a big ticket for 2021. And I think it, you know, from the clients I've seen, it's played out in various ways, but it always, you know, the readings usually came back to the authenticity being the crux or the turning point for whatever issue they were actually facing. And whether there's a loved one that is having an issue, or you've experienced loss in the family, you know, of course, with the pandemic, families and businesses and jobs being affected so much, you have to sort of start to speak, because the only thing that you cannot be taken away is you.
Absolutely.
And who you are. So it's just to fall back on those things and start exploring new ways you want to express yourself, and do that with that authenticity and go with that forward. That was the second major theme for the year of 2021.
And interestingly enough, a big, you know, a big theme for the sessions or readings I've had was, how can I do this differently? How can I do this differently? I'm tired of the old way. You know, I really want to let go of the patterns now. It's time for me to be me. How can I look at it differently? And for me, that was just so amazing, because it is that looking towards love and light almost. And it's so many aspects of our lives. Yes, relationship with yourself, self-love and compassion was a big thing, but more, you know, that stance of done with this, moving to that, how do I do that? And for me, that was just amazing, because it's all of what we were prepared to do, and preparing us for going forward.
Yes. So how do you take a personal stock of the year of 2021? Well, basically, if there's an area in your life where you have chosen to become more independent, if there's an area of your life where you've changed how you want to be seen and heard, and there's an area of your life where you've clarified and made more firm and more authentic your communication and just the way you express yourself with that. These three criteria will be very good, you know, benchmarks for you to assess your own progress in the year and how far you've come with these things from January 2021 to now. So if you've tried a new, I don't know, a new YouTube channel or a new podcast or a new
Project.
presentation or project or new course of study or new branch of knowledge for yourself, and you incorporating that into who you are and you expressing that, um, or it's just a milestone, a personal milestone that you've manifested this for yourself in the year. This is a very strong confirmation of your progress.
Yes, absolutely. And, I've got just a quick, very process, if you'd like, that you can do. You kind of like visualize your solar plexus as a library. And then what are the books of this year, 2021, that you will now have that you've not had before? A book on communication clearly, a book on, speaking my truth, a book on doing what I love or dealing with relationships differently. Gather your knowledge, because they are within you, and see it in your solar plexus as your new pillar of knowledge and wisdom going forward. I mean, that's why things happen to us, isn't it? Is to accumulate knowledge.
Yes. So should we go into 2022?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Tell us from the stars.
2022 is the first. I'm just identifying two major themes for each year. 2022 is going to be about the network in a very short way, very short form concept. The concept of the network. Who are you moving amongst? Who is your group? Who is your tribe? Because now 2021 was about clarifying yourself and your expressions and your communication in alignment with that, and trying that out and making the first steps with that. That will continue into 2022 because life is a continuum. Okay, so that those lessons continue and those opportunities continue. But what 2022 is bringing to us, the first thing is, okay, so where do you want to go say these things? With whom do you want to share these things? With whom do you want to move with in life as a group? So your friends group, your social group, these are the big questions in 2022 that are going to be clarified. Maybe some associations may be ending and new ones are coming in, but the sense of space, I need my space, I want to explore my space. And of course, we are waiting to travel,
Yes.
and get on with things. But there's still, that is still going to emerge next year. For sure. And so, okay, I want to visit Madagascar, but who do I want to go with? I want to go to Malta. Do I want to meet people there? There's a strong sense this year of 2022 that it's about who I want to meet out there, do things with, share ideas, share knowledge, have discussions, have meaningful conversations, and grow your personal network. Forget about the work network and all those other formal networks. It's about the personal network and
Yes.
your place in that, and expressing that unique contribution amongst the group you're in. That's the first big target item for 2022.
I just have to share this because as I was asking guidance from the angelic realm, the first message I received was break down the barriers of isolation. We're going to heal through gathering, through community. And then the soul family, guidance came up from the soul perspective. So it is time to connect with your soul family, kindred spirit, those that raises your vibration, move with them. So as you said that, I was just so excited. And yes, I didn't prepare with you. So this is all just as the guidance were coming through in preparation.
As it's happening live. Yes, and the emphasis is very much on what you're doing in the network. It's not so much I'm a part of this organization and this club and blah, blah. I know those people. I have so many friends on Facebook or whatever, or social media platform. It's about what are you doing in that?
Yes.
That is, you want to express that and see that defined and established. So let your action in the group be authentic, and that group will provide a little shell within which you can become established. This new you that you've been building can become established and more clear to you and everybody else. So we don't want to be a part of a nameless group anymore.
No.
That is.
And look at this circle. And what I received for this was heal in your circles, be your truth. That's where the healing's going to happen. You become strong there in this gathering. You reset back to that, because then it's going to expand out. So you filter in, you connect, you heal through the connection, and then it's going to filter out into the world. Powerful, powerful message.
Very powerful. And this will really dominate, by middle of the year, it will really kick in very strongly, April, May, June, onwards. Generally, the first couple of months of every year is a bit of a hiccup. We have a dry January usually, and people are recovering from the festive season, and February is a short month, and the financial year and things. So by the time March, April comes, we're ready for the new, and so that's when a lot of these things will really start to manifest. The second important major theme for 2022, which shouldn't surprise anybody, is travel, adventure, learning, studies, expansion of our horizons, or the opening up of our horizons. And maybe that's a positive point to, the world opening up, in stages going forward now. And us overcoming these barriers or restrictions that were placed, and undoing that now slowly as the year goes on, especially in the second half of the year. So I think that's a positive sign also from a global point of view, that the action is going to be very much about how we're going to do this. It's literally you're setting yourself, everyone wants to have their personal adventure in 2022.
That's
everyone. And everyone's going to approach it in a different way. Some people might say, well, hey, I want to go back to university. Okay. Some people might say, well, I want to enter into a relationship. I want to formalize. I know there are couples that have been together through this pandemic that their bonds have really deepened with each other. And of course, there are also couples where the opposite has happened. So what is that new horizon for you? We've just been preparing you for 2021.
Yes.
And now 2022, it's about the network and your group associations and your social sphere and contributions, as well as there must be that, where am I going, my compass? Where is it pointing? Where is it pointing in 2022? And the direction. Everyone's wanting direction very strongly in 2022. And we don't really want restrictions in our way.
No.
So that's a theme.
What's important there is, and I think that is why we guided to the community feel, because what's very important also that I received is that positivity. You know, we're all connected. We're like a string of beads, like we're all connected. And everything keeps on evolving and changing and growing. But one thing we realized is every thought or every action or every belief turns into cosmic energy. So now if we gather more in groups or we're seeking adventure or new horizons, we have to keep it positive. We have to keep our thoughts positive. We have to keep our words positive. We have to keep our actions in love and in kindness and in compassion, because that's what's going to create even more of this adventure and expansion for us. We cannot seek those if we do not have that foundation of positivity, of hope, of faith, of gratitude and appreciation. Because again, the learning of 2021 proved to us that our sense of well-being is what drives life itself.
It very much proved that to us.
Very much proved that.
Very
So
much.
the contribution of community, of adventure, of seeking now what you love is contributing to that well-being. That was an important message even in this one. See, light beings. Yes. So do what you do and seek those horizons from that place of light and love and compassion and kindness, because that's your fuel. Yes,
2022 is going to be a big year for the opening up of borders in many ways. And expansion of horizons is a part of that. Yes. And the thing you've talked about, which is that seeking, seeking the truth and seeking the love and seeking that adventure is going to be a very, very important concept for 2022, in the sense of it's not just, traveling again. It's not like that anymore. In 2022, it's not just, I want to just travel somewhere. No, it's not. It doesn't have this aimlessness about it. Yes. 2022, in the quest of your adventure, in the quest of your seeking, there is a very strong, purposeful drive to it. So, okay, I linked up with, I don't know, my history friends or my chess club people, and we are going to travel to a chess tournament in Italy or something in whatever, or we're going to log in online to it together, depending on what the situation is. But the fact is that the expansion of your knowledge and the expansion of you into your space, whether that's traveling abroad or not, is going to be very much driven by your agenda and the things that you have decided from 2021 that you are going forward. So it's a very focused year, actually. Yes. It's a very focused thing.
Now you see, that wouldn't have happened if we didn't experience the evaluation and introspection of 2021. So before you bash it and before you say, can this year now just please end, just take a minute to just really see the magnitude of the gifts, the energetic gifts and soulful gifts we received, to take that. One thing that I received also is it's also going to be very important, the new spiritual laws taking effect of meditation, of prayer, of loving kindness, of faith and forgiveness. You're going to be so much stronger to move with that, and that's going to bring a different energy into all the newness, meeting new people, seeking life, the well-being of life. That's that was almost like the foundation. And I just heard, let that be the foundation, the sense of spiritual well-being driving you towards experiencing life. Rather than title or possessions or struggle or effort. Yes.
I think that is a very good review and preview of these 2 years for everyone. And of course, with Angels and Stars, we'll be giving you a lot more new content as well in the next year.
Yes.
So do stay tuned for that. And if you find our videos helpful, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos with others as well. Thanks, Michelle. I think that went really well.
And it was an honor and huge gratitude for doing the guidance, you know, the new moon, the full moon guidance with you, and really looking forward to some amazing content for the new year.
Definitely. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Thank
Take care,
you.
everyone.
Bye.